Flagship luxury sedans sit in a very different position from regular vehicles. Frequently, the engineering teams, the product development teams are given much larger budgets. They have less constraints compared to regular vehicles because they're responsible for designing these cars to be as innovative and luxurious and as forward-thinking as possible. They often sit at the very top, the pinnacle of the entire automotive landscape in terms of technology and luxury. The corresponding result is they do cost a lot. These are all, as near as makes no difference, $100,000 sedans, the S-Class, the A8, and the BMW 7 Series. But the crazy thing is depreciation is a couple years later, you can pick up one of these luxury flagships that used to be six figures for pretty much what a brand new A4 would cost. Today I am driving a 2012 CPO Audi A8L with the 4.2 liter V8. And this car, I mean, certified pre-owned, was in the mid-40s. We talk about some of the nicest luxury features in this vehicle. I mean, it's got pretty much everything you would want. It's adaptive cruise control, heated massage seats, cooled seats, tons of legroom, panoramic moonroof. This car, when brand new, was the top of the line Audi. This, with obviously you could have a bigger engine, but again, this is pretty much the nicest luxury sedan you could buy, or one of the nicest ones in the entire world. Personal story, I actually very, very seriously considered buying a 2012, 2013-ish, that time span, this generation Audi A8L. I had sold the Mustang. I was like, I want something really nice and comfortable with all the nice toys and features. And I had found some within my budget. And then I was talking to some of my friends. They're like, wait a second, you're not 60. Why are you buying a big luxury old person sedan? And I was like, but they're so nice and comfortable. He goes, no, buy something smaller and more fun. And I ended up getting the S4, which I was very happy with. But now I finally get the opportunity to drive one of these. And I am sort of maybe slightly regretting it, but not really. But this is really, really nice for the money. We talk about some general specs. It is a 4.2 liter V8. This is before they refreshed to the 4 liter twin turbo. It has 372 horsepower. Pretty good. Made it to an 8-speed ZF sourced automatic transmission, quattro all-wheel drive. This is the long wheelbase, so it is stretched. It's aluminum construction. It's decently quick. I've seen Audi claimed, I believe, 0 to 60 in 5.8. Fastest test Motor Trend said 5 seconds, but it pulls very nicely and smoothly. From an exterior standpoint, I really like this generation of A8. Audi kind of pioneered the whole LED daytime running lights in the front with like the RA and pretty much their entire lineup. And I think this generation actually looks better than the brand new latest A8. I thought just the lights and the styling looked nicer to me personally. Really am a fan of the shape. Some people have complained that the A8 looks too similar to the A6 and A4 and the whole lineup they all look the same. But then if you look at what Mercedes is doing now with the S-Class, C-Class, and E-Class, those all look the same too. There's no denying that this is a very elegant and expensive looking sedan. It is a little more subdued than some of the other alternatives available. I'd say it'll fly a little bit under the radar, but it's hard to understand the size of this thing until you see it in real life. Yes, they're big, but you walk up to it and like it's a journey from the front to the back. It's a very large vehicle. Long wheelbase, you park it in a parking space, a regular sized parking space. Your front is all the way up towards the front, and the rear end will still be hanging out by like a whole foot in the back. I mean, look at the interior space in the back. It's massive, but as a result, it is a little bit more difficult to maneuver and park in places like that. But again, I figure a lot of people, especially with the offering of an executive rear seat package, a lot of people aren't driving themselves in this car. They get driven. Interior-wise, really nice. This vehicle has held up really, really well. And look, it's a 911 turbo. Maybe yes. This has almost 50,000 miles on it, but tan leather interior, I don't know if I would pick that specifically. It does give it a very bright and airy feel, but would also be like impossible to keep clean. But I mean, there's a little bit of wear and tear on like the door sills and on the seats, but overall I am very impressed by how everything feels very tight. Everything still works electronically. It feels very well built. Material quality is great. It adds all the features you would want. I mean, I will say the center cluster here is a little bit cluttered with too many buttons. MMI, I'm okay with. I've learned to get used to it, obviously, because one of my vehicles has it. I will say I'm still skewing slightly towards preferring iDrive. That might be because I was first introduced to that in the first like luxury vehicle with the rotary knob system that I've had. I really want to try out the brand new MMI because I think that looks a lot better. But overall, pretty much no complaints with this interior. It's really nice. It has all the luxury toys you want. It still feels very, very modern. One big complaint, though, is this shifter. It looks really cool. I read a lot about people complaining about it not working well. I was like, oh, really? Is it really that hard to use? Well, yeah, I was trying to get it into reverse, and I went straight to neutral, and like trying to go back into park, I went into neutral and reverse, and the notching and the detents, it's very difficult to get into the right gear when you initially are driving this vehicle. Maybe if you live with it for a long time, you can get the muscle memory of knowing how much you got to pull things. But for me, I've made a couple mistakes, so this is a stupid feature. It was not designed well. If we talk about how this thing drives, it's not a sports car. This is it's very heavy, despite being aluminum construction, I believe, 4,500 pounds, around that neighborhood. The V8 makes ample amounts of power. This is before they refreshed to the twin-turbo one, which was even more powerful. But it's a very smooth combination. The transmission is the 8-speed Source ZF transmission, and it pulls nicely, linearly. The big thing is it rides very comfortably, and it's still very isolated from the road. Despite all the miles and years later, this thing has not lost any bit of refinement or isolation. Very little road noise. This is a very comfortable vehicle. I would love to have this as a daily driver commuting to work. You'd be very relaxed when you showed up. Handling wise, steering is very, very light in comfort mode, but then when you throw it into dynamic with your Audi Drive Select, it firms up and gets really, really heavy. In a car like this, I'd probably just leave it in comfort all the time. It's, again, not a sports car. It's supposed to be smooth and comfortable and easy to drive. So, yeah, like, holy crap, this is heavy steering now. If we talk about value, this is heck of a good value, because when brand new, as I mentioned earlier, this thing stickered for nearly $100,000. I believe this one was just over 90. That's a six-figure car, essentially. And now, a couple years later, yes, it does have some miles on it now, but it still feels really new and good condition. It still has an extended warranty. It's half of that price now. And it has, this costs as much as a brand new A4, and this is heck of a lot more impressive looking, more comfortable, more luxurious, with more technology than a brand new A4. This doesn't feel old, really. It's still really really tight, well built. It rides nice. It's isolated. I like it a lot. I'd rate it, if how much I desire it, I'd probably put it at a 90. Again, I was looking at one of these as a daily driver, ended up not purchasing one, but would I go back and do it again? Yes, I'd probably still very seriously consider it. I like this a lot. If you're looking for a flagship luxury sedan and you don't want to pay the brand new pricing, or you don't want to pay the leasing of like $2,000 a month or whatever, how much they usually cost when brand new, getting a certified pre-owned one could save you a lot of money and you still get all the benefits. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you have any specific cars you want me to drive. I'm trying to get as many as possible, lining up a couple more. Yeah, thanks for watching.